Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jaron Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Sunday, February 2nd. Let's see, after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. The world has a natural order and perfection within it. And this divinely orchestrated universe is easy to see, feel, and experience when you simply focus your attention in its direction. The mind tends to complain about things that it perceives as bad or wrong because these things are not in alignment with its plans and expectations. The mind would like everything to go according to its agenda and can think it is the supreme ruler of the universe. And truly, it has no idea how your whole life is going to look once it is finished. While the mind may grumble and get upset about certain experiences, you can always step back from the mind and see the gift in every perceived negative event. Wherever there is an open mind, there's the possibility of seeing the positive within everything. You want to make sure that you're in a comfortable position without no outside interference. Relaxing into your body, still as a statue, focusing on your breath naturally rising and falling. Now, by us looking at any event with humility and a long, deep, quiet curiosity, the perception pendulum inside the mind will swing from negative to positive. And with enough childlike innocence, yes, we all have it, and courageous introspection, we will start to understand that everything happens for a bigger purpose. This reason is not always evident at first. Yet each event is always created by an all-loving, intelligent universe that is helping you to live your life's mission all the time. If life were a big, beautiful puzzle, the mind would only be able to perceive one piece of the puzzle and not the entire assembled masterpiece. The conscious mind isn't big enough to understand how all of the pieces of this deeply complex universal puzzle of life all fit synchronistically together. Only when it is one with the universe will it truly understand and see this perfection everywhere, all the time. The universal grand design is already perfectly in place. All the pieces of this mysterious puzzle are exactly right, even if the mind judges them not to be. The perceived imperfections you see are actually your path to freedom. You see, the purpose of the mind is to continually grow, open, learn, and expand to the point that it realizes it is one with this universal mind. The mind creates these misperceptions just so it can one day know what perfection truly is and really appreciate it. We really don't know what love is until we've experienced a loss of love. Everything has its opposite to give us contrast so that we can have many different experiences to learn and grow from. The mind often gets in the way of us seeing and knowing that this perfection is all around us. It believes it is solely responsible for managing our entire world. And that if one little thing is not right, it throws a huge raging fit. It tends to think that the mind, right now, and that it's the general manager of this universe. And if your world does not seem perfect to it right now, take a giant step back from the mind, and this will help you to experience a more universal perspective. Once you get even a tiny glimpse of this awesome, divine, holographic conscious matrix, the mind will be humbled, relax a bit, and start to see more of the divinity of everything. What do you believe would transpire on this planet if all of us were united? And what that means is that we've let go of all the idiosyncrasies, things that we were programmed with, things that, our belief mechanisms on this and this and this and this. And we clean the slate. And we all worked as one on this planet. Because that's what's coming. Remember that separation is an illusion. And it is a proven fact that what we do together is unstoppable. Because we are the God. We're the collective consciousness. We could transform this planet in a matter of days. And isn't it interesting how many of us have been trained to believe things that perform the illusion that we are all separate? One of the culprits is religion. You ever notice, and we have, goodness, I lose track. It's well over 1,000, maybe 5,000, 6,000 religions on this planet. And I think we've all, those of us who are aware, have seen what that does, how it works. Not so much the content of it, but how it works. Its structure. You're not this, so I don't like you. See, that type of thing. See? And it's really interesting because we're all one. It's amazing. And we don't see it that way. We don't see it that we're all one. And by us going within and discovering who and what we are through the heart-mind, practice staying in the heart-mind. Heart-mind is much more powerful than ego-mind. We use the heart-mind to master the ego-mind. And as every one of us go into that and start embracing it, and then we clean things out. We eliminate all the things that we've accumulated that we hold with us through this life, and probably in from past lives. And we sit down with it, and it's expunged. We don't need it. We find out we don't need it, and we let it go. It could be anything. Childhood trauma, broken hearts, different emotionalities, and it's mostly based on emotionality. Since until we discover that we are not the ego mind, it will guide us into these directions where we second guess ourselves and we doubt ourselves. And it doesn't have to be huge. It can be subtle things as well. And we just don't have enough confidence, faith, and trust in ourselves. And we don't realize what our connection with this universe is. We are so powerful. We are such powerful beings. We can create things. We can create our own worlds. And we can fit or retrofit that world with things that give us comfort. And see, we get so comfortable that we don't dare leave it. We don't care to leave it. You're all cozied up, right? You got a fire going, and it's a blizzard outside. What are the chances are that you're going to go out there? Not good. Not really good. But there are some times where we just let things flow and don't step in between them. And this is what we all do it. None of us are exempt from it. We step in front of things. It's not like, it isn't really, it isn't really like we're aware of it. It's like a knee-jerk reaction. It's just a reflex. It's like when you become aware, right? You're aware of your thoughts. You're aware of the thoughts that you send out. Every one of them. And sometimes you'll have a thought and you'll say, no, I don't believe I'm going to send that one out. I'm just going to diminish that one. That's going to let it go. Remember, they're just thoughts until you give them power. And so you just let go. Okay. Another one that you configure, you put together, you may say, now that one I want to have go through. In other words, manifest. So those are the ones you send to the universe. Other ones are kind of little, they're real quick. You focus your attention real quickly on something, and then, you move on. You don't really give it a second thought. Those are usually the ones, I call them mini manifestations, that just show up. It's like a, parking lot space or a cool drink of water or anything. Or a gas station when you need it. They just appear. We don't take them that with much depth. We just go, wow, that's wild. We usually say, I was just thinking about that, and there it is. This is why the universe is saying, you see how powerful you are? It isn't a joke. We are. We are so omnipotently powerful, supreme manifesting abundant beings that never die, speaking that the God within the body never dies. And it's getting into that and embracing it. That's what it's about for all of us. The current layout or picture of this planet right now is in turmoil and things are happening very quickly. But it's interesting. If a large enough group of us were able to focus on what we wanted in a direct path, right? Through heart mind, not ego mind. Through love, deep eternal love, for everyone on this planet and this planet, what do you think would happen? And we kept doing that throughout our days, our mornings and our nights. And we kept focusing on that. Not incessantly, but we focused on it. And we had developed 100% faith, trust, and confidence in ourselves and who and what we are, as well as this universe. So it's like a knowing. Ego mind is an arrogance and a conceit. Heart mind is just a knowing. It is a confidence of a knowing that we can do anything we choose to do. We don't know that. Many on this planet don't know that because of the diversity of the planet and different perspectives. And we haven't discovered truthfully, completely, the God within us. We haven't discovered that. And this is why you can see why the population is in ego mind. And the ego mind is its master. And how do we know that? Well, the conflicts we've witnessed, not only this lifetime, but many. The pulling and the disagreement and the lack of camaraderie, the lack of coming together as one people of planet Earth. It's interesting, isn't it? And you see all this, you're just watching. You don't care to step in it, even though at times we do. And you're watching all this and you're saying, couldn't we do that? Wouldn't it be possible for us to do that? Absolutely. But you see those key elements in there. It's like you saying to yourself, I'm going to go get in that car. You've never driven before. You don't know how to drive whatsoever. And I'm going to go get in that car. I'm going to go drive. I'm going to go travel in it. Pretty much likely, you may get into a fender bender or something, or you just get frustrated and say, I'm not going to do this. It's interesting, a long time ago, when America was more farm, right, farm people. Yes, we had the cities, but we had a lot of country people. And how you learned to maneuver a vehicle was on the farm. I remember my mother telling me, I said, how'd you learn how to drive? She said, my father taught me in the farm truck on the farm. So you didn't go on any roads or anything, just go around, drive around the fields. Learned how to drive that way. So we have this sacred space, all of us do. And something profound happens. Our minds begin to soften. And in that openness, we begin to feel the presence of something greater than ourselves. And God isn't found through effort or searching. It's through surrendering into your deepest stillness where love, peace, and clarity naturally arise. In the divine silence, like we do in these meditations in the quiet time, the most sacred voice whispers, and it can truly listen. And if you can truly listen, you will know you are loved and never, ever alone. And it's interesting, we go through this life, we have challenges, we create them, we have experiences, we have situations, we make decisions and then we go, That wasn't a good one. What did I learn from it? But eventually, every one of us will know who and what we are. We will know that we're never alone. We will know that this universe is our best friend and that it never makes mistakes. We will know that we are deeply, eternally loved. And we will know that what we seek and have been seeking for generations and for eons has always been within us. The bliss, the joy. So many of us we seek that feeling. Remember, these bodies are highly emotional. It doesn't matter who, excuse me, or what you've been trained to do. And then we become aware. You're able to direct your thought. You say, I want to create this right now. You create it. I want this. But see, it's different because you're not in the ego mind. The ego mind has retired. It has found peace through you with your heart mind. So it no longer is directing you, so to speak. You're no longer protecting it. And you're at total peace. And you're in deep eternal love. Not romantic love like you've heard me share. That's a little piece of it. And we all begin to embrace it. Well, it feels wonderful. It feels absolutely phenomenal. And it's always there. That's the difference, see. We're used to something being there, emotionality-wise, and then it kind of dissipates and disappears, leaving us, through the ego mind, wanting something else to replace it. Every challenge, every loss, every moment of doubt is an opportunity to lean into more trust instead of retracting in fear. And the more we surrender to this moment, the more we will feel trust in this life. And with the trust vibration activated in our bodies, it's far easier to feel the presence of divine love moving through every aspect of your life. And real intimacy with God is not just a one-time attempt when you're feeling low and needing support. It's like any relationship with anyone. Intimacy is cultivated through consistency and the practice of devotion. This has nothing to do with discipline, which is thinking you should focus on God because it's the right or holy thing to do. Real devotion is a persistent inward exploration of this sacred connection, which will naturally turn your entire day into a love affair with the divine. You just feel the natural pull towards seeing the sacred in the mundane, pouring your heart into the smallest moments and enjoying the experience of walking through each ordinary moment of life in awe. You do not need a temple. None of us do. We do not need a temple. We never needed a temple throughout the ages, a church or a book to find God. Sure. These things can help activate our minds so we can imagine God. Yet the moment your mind gets involved, you have created a filter blinding you from seeing and feeling the real deal. And the only real way to experience God is a direct connection from deep within. It's the only one. That's the only way. The mind and its projections onto the external 3D world are the main distraction from intimacy with this vast inner landscape of divinity. We only need a willingness to open and trust in what is here now. So the real question is, you may ask yourself, you may want to, are you willing to fully surrender, trust that God is already here now, and truly listen? Ultimately, intimacy with God is not about searching, striving, or trying to become worthy of something outside of you. It is about dissolving the illusion that you were ever separate from the divine in the first place. The presence of God is not something to achieve. It is something to remember. It has always been here, closer than our breath, woven into every heartbeat, whispering through every moment of our existence. Now the question is, not whether God is present, but whether we are truly present enough to feel it. Every moment of our lives is an invitation to step into this intimacy, to surrender the mind's need for control, and to soften into the direct experience of divine love. We do not need to chant the right words, visit the right places, or believe in the right doctrine. The doorway to the divine is not found in rituals or rigid beliefs, but in our willingness to be fully here now, without resistance. The moment we quiet the mind, release expectations, and simply open, we will feel it. An undeniable presence that has been holding us all along. You let go of the effort and all the searching. Let go of the idea that you need to become someone spiritual before you can touch the sacred. We are already enough. God has never abandoned us for one moment because we are God. We are the kingdom of God. We are the heaven. I mean, Jesus Christ, the enlightened one, right? Same with Buddha, the enlightened one. Buddha means enlightened one. Christ means enlightened one. Jesus would go up to people and he would say, he'd point at their sternum, right at their heart, the kingdom of God is in each and every single one of us. You're the God. You're the Holy One. What's in that body? And there's no way ever, throughout eternity, that you will ever be separate from the God. So again, the most important question to ask yourself today is, am I willing to surrender, trust, and truly listen? Because when we do, we will find that God is not something you meet. God is what you are. I'll join you in a meditation. I'll return to close us out. And an easy and slow breath out from the mouth. Remain still, relaxed into your body, focused on your breath rising and falling. For all of us, the essentiality of in this life is really, truly to believe in who you are. What's necessary in this life is to honor who you are. And the most powerful thing in this life is to believe and behave like who you are. After all, we are gods in these bodies. These bodies are temporary. This life is temporary. Everything around us is temporary. But we're truly omnipotently powerful, supreme, manifesting, abundant beings that never die. What transforms this life is to act from who you are. And what's the next step in this life is to take inspired actions that make your heart sing. And always remember, if you do not know who you are, then all actions are meaningless. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night and the following morning. We will return here Monday, February 3, 2025, after 3:15 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble at all times. Be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal gratitude. Open your heart and allow the magic to flow in.